Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Empowering the Educator Within, the podcast where we talk all things teaching, learning, and the everyday realities of life and education. I'm Christina Shala, and today we're shining a light on a group of educators who play a key role in supporting student success, but whose potential often isn't fully realized: learner support teachers. Now, I've seen this firsthand. Support staff who are deeply committed to helping students thrive, but who end up underutilized or misused because of how their roles are structured within a school. That not only limits their impact, it also affects student outcomes. So in today's episode, we're going to look at 3 common challenges learner support teams face, and more importantly, how we can begin to solve them with some simple strategic shifts. Let's start with the issue of authority. This might sound familiar. Learner support teachers are sent into classrooms to assist, but they aren't treated as professionals with specialized knowledge. Instead of being part of planning conversations, they're often asked to fill gaps without context or direction. What usually happens is this: they show up and ask the classroom teacher what the designated students need help with that day, hoping for guidance. Now, that might sound like collaboration, but in practice, it often isn't effective. Teachers may not always know exactly what kind of support students need or how that support should be delivered. Without that clarity, the support teacher often ends up offering general help to designated students, but without a targeted plan in place. And that's not the best use of their time or their expertise. Now let's talk about another common challenge: lack of clear guidelines. When schools don't establish clearly defined roles and expectations for classroom teachers and support staff, it creates confusion. Who's responsible for what? Should support teachers create differentiated materials? Or is that the teacher's job? Who takes the lead on determining strategies for specific students? Without solid guidelines, everyone's just guessing. And that often leads to support staff doing whatever is asked of them instead of focusing on what they were trained to do. It creates missed opportunities for real, meaningful intervention. The third challenge may seem simple, but it's incredibly important: time, specifically time to plan and collaborate. Too often, support teachers are expected to jump into classrooms without any dedicated meeting time to coordinate with the teachers they're supporting. That means they're walking in without knowing what content is being covered, what skills students are expected to develop, or how they can best scaffold learning for those who need extra support. If classroom teachers are doing all the prep, that's one thing. But if support staff are expected to create tailored materials or adapt instruction, they need time to do that well. Otherwise, everything becomes reactive instead of intentional, and students miss out on the full benefit of support. Now that we've looked at the challenges, let's shift gears and talk about solutions. Because the good news is that these problems are all fixable. It starts with giving learner support staff the authority they need to do their jobs well. They should be involved in planning discussions and viewed as professionals with valuable expertise. When we give them a seat at the table, they're better positioned to deliver focused, strategic support. Next, schools need to establish clear guidelines that define roles and responsibilities. Everyone should understand who's leading the instruction for designated students, who's preparing materials, and how decisions are made. That clarity helps build a culture of mutual respect and shared purpose. And finally, we need to protect time for collaboration. Whether it's a regular planning session each week or a quick touch point before a unit begins, support staff need time with classroom teachers to align, prepare, and plan purposefully. Without it, they're working in the dark. When learner support teams are given the structure, voice, and time they need, Everyone benefits. Students get better targeted support. Classroom teachers feel less overwhelmed. And schools move closer to truly inclusive education. If this is something your school is trying to improve, or if this episode sparked ideas, take a moment to visit the education blog at shallowbooks.com. You'll find related articles breaking down these challenges and solutions in more detail. Thanks so much for joining me today on Empowering the Educator Within. If you found this episode helpful, be sure to subscribe, share it with a colleague, or leave a review. Every little bit helps grow our community of educators committed to purposeful practice. Until next time, keep showing up, keep learning, and keep empowering yourself and those around you.